South Bend gets ready for Nicole Drunick to serve it over, and we're underway in South Bend. A miscue from Schroeder gets Irish on the board first to create their tempo.
Yeah, Schroeder just a little indecisive as she approached the net right there. Thinking about going soft at the last moment, but just couldn't get a clean hit off. Notre Dame off to the start they were looking for.
Quickly, Jensen gets it up. Drunick from the back line, gets it up to Lang. Puts too much on it, out of bounds. Boston College back even at one apiece. They'll get back to the service line with Anna Murphy, the ACC reigning Defensive Player of the Week. Serves it over to Drunick. Sets it to Trump. Up to Lang. Murphy goes out digging for it. Drunick comes in, backs over. Say Drunick crossed over the midway line. Give Boston College a point.
And that Boston College point all started with the initial dig from Anna Murphy, player who Jason Kennedy described as the ultimate stabilizer for this Boston College team. Those were the first words out of his mouth. And early on in a road matchup like this, she can really help out.
Monson receives a serve, sends it right back over the net. This time they'll say Boston College came in contact with the net. Excuse me, Notre Dame will have come in contact with the net. Boston College continues on their service run with Anna Murphy. Gets it over, Palazzolo. Drunick behind the back to Lang. Off the top, using the net to her advantage. Irish able to pick up the point.
Yeah, Lang will take it right there. Anytime Notre Dame can slow down one of those Boston College service runs, it's a big deal. And Lang had the block set up right in front of her, but the ball hits the top of the net, darts over to the left, and falls perfectly for her. She'll take it every time.
Lang gets it over. Schroeder gets the deflection, and Boston College is able to get back to the service line. Grace Penn comes in to serve. Penn, the senior setter from Manhattan Beach, California. And receives a serve. Drunick up to Charity McDowell quickly. Irish able to get the kill.
No hesitation right there from Charity McDowell, junior from Indianapolis. She put her full force into that one right there. Nothing Boston College could do about it. And as expected, we're going back and forth early.
Thompson digs it out. Drunick comes in contact with the net. As Salima Rockwell's up out of her chair to plead her case to the ACC refereeing crew of Brian Hemmelgren and Josh Hall. Haley Schroeder gets it over, misplayed by Sydney Palazzolo. Boston College starting to get on a run here, and this is something that they've been so good at. It's been the service line.
Yeah, and one of the things we talked about with Jason Kennedy is the depth perception change that can result playing in a bigger arena like Purcell Pavilion. It can throw off your vision and timing a little bit on serves, but BC has looked sharp early.
Palazzolo off the deflection. Murphy's able to dig it out. Quickly over. Crabtree blocked. The deflection is able to get Eagles the point.
Yeah, tie up at the net right there as Schrader and Trump came in, but Boston College continues to win those battles early on.
Drunick behind the back to Trump, off the deflection. Crabtree sends that one out of bounds. Irish able to pick up the point. Now that sends Lucy Trump back to the line. Normally so far this season hasn't been a consistent starter, but Lauren Charnoff, unavailable today, is able to get the start and play a key contributing role. Drunick up over to Palazzolo, off the deflection. Sydney Palazzolo gets it.
Well, there is no denying who this Notre Dame offense runs through. It is number 12 on the outside, Palazzolo with a big swing and just powers it straight through the BC block. Good start for her.
Palazzolo digs it out. Drunick behind the back to Trump, trying to find opening. Murphy lays out for it. Crabtree gets it over and in front of Manitzis. Boston College able to pick up the point. Kaylee Dockery will now come in for Notre Dame. With Grace Milliken back to serve. Drunick to Schrader, off the block, dug out by Monson. Palazzolo, Hardwood for the kill. Sydney Palazzolo, transfer coming in for the Irish. Last year played for High Point. Was the Big South Player of the Year and has brought her talents to the ACC and has stepped up in a big way.
Yeah, and you see her hometown just from the neighbor up north, Shelby Township, Michigan. She's a lot closer to her family now and is feeling more than comfortable so far here in South Bend.
Palazzolo from the back line. Dugout goes over the net. Drunick to Palazzolo again, rejected quickly at the net by Julia Haggerty, the middle blocker from Lafayette, California.
And it was Haggerty that led the Eagles in blocks a season ago with 155, and right there, she just squares up to Sydney Palazzolo, reads the development of the play, and she's in perfect position to put her team back ahead by 3.
Drunick down to a knee, up to Lang. Pollock down to a knee, off the deflection. Irish able to pick up the kill. We knew it coming in that both these two teams would go back and forth. It's living up to the hype so far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been fun to watch. Both teams have some maybe underrated star power here within the ACC. Players like Murphy for Boston College, Palazzolo and Lang for Notre Dame. They're showing up and making an impact.
Drunick will try and go over herself. Dockery keeps it alive. Lang sends it over. Drunick again to Lang. Murphy down, dug out. It'll go out of bounds. A great volley between the two teams, but it's Ava Lang with sharp placement.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things Coach Rockwell praises when it comes to Ava Lang. Her ability to know the game, her maturity within the context of the sport, knew exactly where to put that ball and just put it in a spot where Murphy got to it, but couldn't keep it in play.
Jensen was unable to get it across the net. And now we're back tied at 9 apiece between Notre Dame and Irish with Macy Alexander. Someplace she is very comfortable in, and that's the service line. One of the best servers and comes in for this job as a defensive specialist for this Notre Dame team. Quickly and a hard kill by Katrina Jensen to set it down and get Boston College back up by 1. Leonard Crabtree back to serve for the Eagles. Drunick up to Lang, finds the opening, kill registered.
Whether it's Lang, whether it's Palazzolo, Notre Dame's having success on that left side. And there she is, rising high, going cross court, and using her ball placement skills to perfection one more time, and yet again, even at 10.
Good kill by Jensen, finding the opening and splitting the defenders. Boston College sends their libero, Anna Murphy, back. whose ACC Defensive Player of the Week was only the 3rd weekly award BC has earned since joining the conference in 2005.
Yeah, it's impressive and speaks to not only what Anna Murphy did last week, but just what she's done overall for this Boston College team. She's top 3 now in all-time program history in digs, and she just continues to rack up the numbers and is really turning into one of the greats at her position at Boston College.
Trump off the block. Boston College able to pick up a point. And for Murphy, that stretch, she had double digits in the past 5 games, and then she's leading the ACC in 4.67 digs per set, and now is 3rd in BC history with digs. She is one of the top.
Yeah, it speaks to both her ability to show up and do a little bit extra when the situation calls for it. She can have those double-digit performances and really lay it all on the line to help her team out, but at the same time, she's leading the ACC across the entire season. She's done it over the course of this whole month.
Penn quickly up. Manitsis able to dig it. Palazzolo. Murphy's able to dig it out. Penn keeps it alive. Boston College will force to get it over, but it goes out of bounds. Notre Dame picks up the point. Hattie Monson, libero and newly named team captain for this Irish team, floats it over the net. Needs this down to a knee. Schrader gets it over, somehow miscue. Irish finding a way to pick up offense any way possible. Selena Rockwell up, just understanding. She won a point there without anything.
Yeah, Milliken and Ross, a sophomore and a freshman respectively, maybe showing a little bit of inexperience right there. Both had their hands in the air after the play was over. Just something to look back on and clean up for BC.
Quickly they respond though with a kill from Milliken. For this Boston College team, it's a young team. They've got 9 underclassmen and 5 freshmen. And Kennedy, who was very open with us earlier today, is that it was going to be testing themselves out in ACC play, this underclassmen group, about figuring out where they wanted to be and how they wanted to play against some higher level opponents.
Yeah, this is a great start right here going on the road to Notre Dame. You got Pittsburgh and Louisville coming up. A lot of opportunities to see what cards you have in hand if you're Jason Kennedy.
And it's a service ace for Lucy Trump that takes us to our first media break. Irish and Eagles going back and forth. Stay with us. We'll see you on the other side.
Businesses need 5G solutions today. That's why
Purcell Pavilion, Anna Murphy, we've already talked about, is just one of her own. And so far, she's one of her own in the career books as well.
Yeah, long-term, she has been the key player for Boston College, and one of those players that, as you said, this young Eagles team can look to provide leadership and example and just show up and get it done day in and day out on the court. She has been a huge factor in this, not just undefeated streak, but unbeaten set streak for Boston College. She has been there, done that throughout.
Yeah, for this Boston College team, they're on a 9-match winning streak. And in that 9-match winning streak, they've won 27 of their 28 sets. It is ridiculous volleyball they're playing right now.
Yeah, that's just something you don't see very often, and just speaks to the way Jason Kennedy keeps having his teams get better and better in terms of these strong starts. It's really been incredible to watch.
Being tested right now by the Irish. Drunick behind the back to Trump off the deflection. Quickly up, Crabtree. Palazzolo finds the opening. Sydney Palazzolo picks perfect placement time and time again.
And that time, in her familiar left outside hitting spot, she goes to the back corner. And it's right there, Palazzolo. Just a couple kills in the early going, but she's been an impactful force for Notre Dame.
Trump down to a knee. Drunick and Schrader both going over together. Trump dropped down to a knee. Boston College picks up the point on the deflection. For Notre Dame so far, it's been a little bit of a miscommunication sometimes up in that front net part. We talk about the middle blocker position for Fiona Schrader. It is new for her as well, with Lauren Tarnoff, like we talked about, being unavailable. Schrader steps in and is filling that role right now in part of this rotation. Schrader off the deflection, a hard kill. The team first player showing she can get it done herself.
Yeah, you mentioned her filling a new position. How about Schrader doing something we see her accomplish pretty often, swinging that powerful left hand and sending it right down the line to provide the kill. Notre Dame has opened up a sizable advantage now late in the set.
Drunick up over to Lang, off the deflection. Ava Lang, the freshman, makes a statement. And now that's going to force a timeout here from Jason Kennedy to talk things over with his team. Jason Kennedy in his 6th season with Boston College, as in very expansive resume as well up on Chestnut Hill.
Yeah, West Coast presence prior to coming to Boston College. Spent a few seasons on the staff at USC within that Pac-12, which is so elite in terms of the ranks of collegiate volleyball. Spent his playing days at Santa Clara and now going all the way from coast to coast over here to Boston College. He has a great feel for where this team and this program is at, understands the next step that is required for his Eagles after really a successful program record-setting season a year ago. It'll be fun to watch how Jason Kennedy continues to lead this program into this year's slate of ACC play.
Yeah, and then on the other bench, it's Salima Rockwell in her 2nd season for the Irish, and both coaches understanding they got to step up.
Yeah, Rockwell, along with a lot of her players, it was a learning experience for them. First year on the job, a lot of freshmen and sophomores within the fray for Notre Dame. The results weren't necessarily always there, but she went out to the transfer portal, got some key players like Palazzolo and Lang and Drunick, and now Notre Dame feels ready to take that next step and become a force in the ACC. You got to be able to carry over success in the non-conference to where it really counts.
We've talked to coaches throughout the non-conference slate, and they always echo the coach speak. Conference play is 0-0. Your record restarts again. It does not matter.
You are exactly right. It's a brand new ball game, and that's what makes it so much fun.
We're getting all the coaching cliches in there right now. Honey Monson digs it out. Drunick quickly up to Palazzolo. Eagles will just get it across. Drunick behind the back. Schrader works it through, off the deflection, kept alive. Fiona Schrader working some cheeky plays.
Yeah, that's her style. So many times a season ago we saw her use that surprise attack with the left hand in the middle of a buildup, and right there she just goes soft with it, knows exactly what to do when the situation comes her way.
Palazzolo up to Drunick. Schrader off the deflection. Murphy lays out for it. Penn now back quickly to Ross. And dropping down, point for Nicole Drunick. And once again, it is just Irish starting to run.
Yeah, I mentioned that surprise attack that Schrader loves to employ so often. That's it right there. Drunick just did it. You know, her typical role right there is to set that ball up for potential Palazzolo or Schrader kill, but she says, you know what, I've got a lot of open hardwood right in the middle of it all, and I'm going to drop it in there.
And that's something that Coach Rockwell has talked to us about, of making her setters be a little bit more athletic. Saw there, Salima Rockwell, a setter in her own right, an All-American at Penn State, and that's like her position group. She loves to talk about it. That's the one she really focuses on. And something she took away from U.S. training camp was allowing her setters to be a little more athletic and be a little more vocal. And ultimately, you see Drunick there, and then also with Schrader in that middle blocking position as well.
You're 100% right, because versatility is such a major factor in having success within this game. You face top-level competition within the ACC. A lot of different looks are going to be thrown at you. You have to know how to adjust on the fly and react to different situations properly and generate success for your team. And Rockwell's coaching can lead to that in a big way up front and in the middle for Notre Dame.
And it also helps for Nicole Drunick. This is her 5th year of college volleyball. Her 3rd program was at Nebraska to start her college career, then transferred to Georgia Tech, and now in her grad year finds herself here in the Midwest. And ultimately, it's been a perfect fit for these two pros.
Yeah, she loves it here. Drunick has had nothing but success on the court. She's felt great off the court, enjoying the Notre Dame experience here in South Bend, and she has been a major lift in getting Notre Dame that extra boost it needs to start off this season strong and continue its early success.
Posted an Instagram video last week how grateful she is to have that opportunity to be here, be at Notre Dame, and for Selena Rockwell, she found that very touching as well.
Yeah, how can't you? It's straight from the heart right there. You know, this isn't the type of thing where, you know, it's a type of content video put out by a school or something like that. This is straight from your own personal account. And Nicole Drunick just said, you know what? I'm so touched and I feel so called to express my gratitude for being here at Notre Dame, and that's exactly what she did, and it was a special thing to witness if you're a Notre Dame fan.
After the timeout there by Jason Kennedy, Boston College quickly picks up 2 points, trying to get themselves back within this first set. Sophia Lambros gets it over. Dockery keeps it alive. Palazzolo quickly from the kill from the back line.
Palazzolo's just starting to get it done from all angles of the court now. 4 kills. That time she just drifts in from the back row and delivers a shot right through the middle of that Eagles defense, and Notre Dame on quite the run, closing in on a first set victory.
Macy Alexander gets it over to Nat Murphy. Quickly up to Jensen. Drunick to Lang. Boston College able to pick up the point. Goes out of bounds. Boston College will make a substitution to bring in Chandler Swanson, the freshman defensive specialist. She comes in to serve. Swanson got an illustrious family athletic tie. Father played baseball at UCF. Brother Cooper played at Florida State and then at Texas Tech. Got a little collegiate athletics in the blood.
Yeah, all over the place. Those are some big name programs too.
Eagles go run to get it out. They'll just send it over. Drunick up to Lang, off the block. Monson was there though. Palazzolo gets it over through the block. They mistimed it. Palazzolo up to Drunick, tried to go over herself. Crabtree quickly gets it over. Lang tried to spin it around the antenna, unsuccessful, and the Boston College Eagles win a hard-fought point.
Yeah, like you said, highly contested right there. Monson, a couple well-anticipated plays to keep the rally alive for Notre Dame, and just that last angle was a tough one there for Lang.
Dockery digs it out. Palazzolo. Schroeder. Drunick to Lang, rejected at the net by Jensen. And now a timeout from the Irish. Now both teams talking it over in their huddles. Just like that, Boston College has found their way to come creeping back.
Yeah, Boston College is going to hang around right now. They don't want to let that set streak go away just in the blink of an eye like that. Set number 1 here on the road. And how about the way Katrina Jensen has contributed throughout this first set? She registered almost 300 kills a season ago, really racked up the blocks as well. She's got 2 kills and a block here, and you know, they've come at important times. That's maybe the bigger thing than just having a certain quantity of a particular statistic. She's really helped out to slow down those Notre Dame runs with some big-time plays at much-needed instances for Boston College.
And for both these two teams, they were very open and honest with us, and our coaches go, can't allow the other to start going on runs, because once they start going on runs and they start pulling away, that's when you have to try and play catch up, and ultimately you want to be the decider.
Yeah, momentum is everything, especially within this conference and within this arena. It's a pretty good crowd on hand here in South Bend. Like have been talked about, they're all holding up their Go Irish signs, and Coach Selena Rockwell has told us that Notre Dame loves to feed off that energy, and Boston College wants to make sure that that connection between the crowd and what's happening on the court can't be made.
Yeah, and talked about with Coach Kennedy, you understand that every arena in the ACC is going to have this energy. They're going to have the momentum. Playing at home is huge. And to have that here, that's what he wanted to see, how his really strong underclassmen team would favor in this situation. Behind the back quickly. Jensen off the deflection. Boston College picking up the point. They're within 2 of the Irish. Palazzolo digs it out. Drunick quickly up to Lang. Great run by Schroeder, kept alive. Eagles just get it across. Drunick to McDowell, blocked at the net by Schroeder and Haggerty.
That's one of those momentum plays right there for BC. You feel like for a moment that Notre Dame's got the point secured as the ball drifts back toward the corner, but as you said, Schroeder with an excellent run to track it down.
Drunick to Lang, blocked at the net. Palazzolo from the back line. Jensen blocked, finds an opening. Charity McDowell gets a big block for the Irish. Drunick gets it over. Blocked at the net. McDowell keeps it alive. Lang blocked again. Monson. Drunick to Trump. Gets it over. Palazzolo digs it out. Lang. Hard kill. Boston College unable to respond, and now Notre Dame at set point.
Another one there for Lang, just going around that block, taking it from line to line. It couldn't be handled on the back end by the Eagles, and now Notre Dame knocking on the door like you said.
Yellen calls it off. Monson digs it out. Drunick up to Lang, and the freshman finishes an Irish. Pick up the first set, and the player starts getting hot, and that's been almost their trick over that 27 straight set win streak, was that everyone was contributing.
Next player up mentality.
Adam Monson gets it across. Jensen gets it on the deflection quickly. Boston College pick up the first point of the second set.
Good start there right away for Katrina Jensen. Just smashing it right in between the Notre Dame block and finding a spot for it.
Drunick up to McDowell, blocked by Haggerty. Palazzolo couldn't get it over the net. Eagles starting quickly on a 2-0 scoring run.
Well done up front there by Haggerty. Just putting a roof on that attack from McDowell. Really threw off the timing across the board for Notre Dame on the ensuing counter.
Drunick to Trump. Murphy tried to dig it out, but it was just too much speed from Lucy Trump. Monson gets it over the net. Lambos goes searching for it from the back line. Haley Schroeder is able to get it.
That wasn't a great first set for Schroeder, but she's got plenty of time to pick it up. And that's a strong effort right there, giving Boston College the 2-point lead early on.
Sarah turns it back over to the Irish. So now send Lucy Trump back to the service line. Trump had a service ace back in that first set. Jensen kills it into the net. Irish tying it back up. Trump puts too much on it. Try to sneak it into the back corner, but finds the green.
We can hear it down here. That's good communication between Schroeder and Murphy in that back corner, watching it intently, and you heard the out call as it was approaching. Turned out to be the correct decision, and BC takes the lead back. Already shaping up for another back and forth second set here.
Drunick up to Palazzolo. Murphy down to a knee, couldn't dig it out. Sydney Palazzolo continuing to be dominant. Sydney Palazzolo now serves after registering the kill. Jensen gets it over the block of Lang. Drunick to Palazzolo. Ambrose sets it up, and quickly Schroeder's able to pick one up.
Another fine response right there from not only Schroeder, who has really started to pick it up early on in the second set. She's now got 3 kills within one of the team lead.
Drunick up to Schrader. Blocked at the net for the Eagles. Grace Penn working on a service run. Drunick up to Lang. Say Boston College came in contact with the net. Irish able to pick up the point. AC Alexander, sophomore from Portland, Oregon, steps in, was part of the All-ACC academic team a year ago. Quickly, one gets by for Grace Milliken to sneak it by and down. Now Hallie Schroeder. Back to serve. Here's the top of the net. Drunick to Palazzolo. Puts that one too far out of bounds, and Schroeder continuing to stay high here in this second set.
Yeah, she's certainly got it figured out. What's the old adage? You're only as good as your next effort. When your next set, whatever it may be, Schroeder may not have produced the result she was looking for in that opener, but she is coming alive and really helping her team out early on in number 2.
Drunick goes over, Penn keeps it alive. Murphy quickly up. Crabtree sat down by Nicole Drunick.
Well, Coach Rockwell describes Nicole Drunick as a calming presence. Well, Notre Dame need a little bit of an injection of energy right there, and she's happy to provide it. Teaming up with McDowell to reject the Boston College attack over on the outside. Let's see if the Irish can turn this into a little bit of a run. Set 1 was about Boston College holding off, Notre Dame holding off BC's runs. Let's see if the Eagles can do it.
Quickly, Crabtree ends that and puts a period on that statement.
Exactly right, just a perfect setup to the outside. And Crabtree puts it right through the middle of the Notre Dame defense, marching through the block perfectly.
Drunick up to Lang, miscue by Grace Penn. Gets Irish the point. Lang, server that out of bounds. Eagles able to pick up the point on the service error. And then a quick service change, and this is the freshman duo that has been so special for this Notre Dame team. Is you have Ava Lang run the front line, and then when Lang's rotation comes, put her on the back line. They bring in the other freshman, Alyssa Manitsis. The two freshmen duo working a great job on the rotation together.
And they play older than what they really are as first years here at Notre Dame. They see the game tremendously well. Manitsis looking to help Notre Dame kind of make a push right here. Boston College is holding the Irish at arm's length pretty well right here, but Notre Dame's got plenty of time left to try and open up that 2-0 lead.
Jurnick to McDowell, kept alive. Monson passes it to Palazzola. Rick sets it to Palazzola again, blocked at the net by Jensen. That's going to be a timeout from Salima Rockwell. Boston College has come out here in the second set and been dominating. They lead 12-7. Sale Pavilion. Boston College had a little bit of summer reading for them. Head coach Jason Kennedy gave them Energy Bus, a book by Jeff Gordon, and ultimately it was a book about controlling just your own energy, professional energy, and everyone around you energy. And that summer reading ultimately gave way to a little bit of an awesome opportunity as John Gordon, former roommate of Julia Haggerty's father, so the author of their summer reading was able to come in and talk to the team and talk about ultimately working on that energy and keeping it at that same pace throughout the day.
Yeah, Haggerty may have been thinking about the book a little bit and the idea of channeling all the reactions and instances that take place around your world and channeling to turn that into positive energy. I think she may have been thinking about it because she was involved those last two blocks for Boston College. It's really helped BC up their energy here in this second set and open up a 5-point lead on Notre Dame. But a great story and just a great insight into the preparation that goes into these programs.
Yeah, it's that off season. Don't worry. You all heard about summer reading for school. They're doing it for their athletic teams as well. McDowell keeps it alive. Notre Dame finds it a way to get it over somehow. Murphy passes it to Jensen. Drunick tries to go down for it, just too far out of her reach. Boston College continues to stay hot. Sophia Ambrose now back to serve. Ambrose has a unique connection to Notre Dame. Her mom played here at Notre Dame. This feels like a coming home party for her. Murphy trying to go digging for it. Unsuccessfully. Irish able to pick up the point.
And there's Palazzola with the delivery once again on that left side. One of the rare opportunities where you can sneak one past Murphy. Palazzola is the type of player to do it.
Haggerty riding the energy, gets the kill.
I like it. I like the way you're thinking. How about this? She's driving the bus a little bit over these last few points for Boston College. 6-point lead now.
Drunick up to Schrader, finds an opening, gets the kill. And Fiona Schrader trying to change the tides here for the Irish.
Schrader has been the most efficient Irish player tonight. 4 kills at a .429 hitting percentage.
Trump serves it into the net. Kaylee Dockery will come in for the Irish. Anna Murphy, Sina Libero, back to serve. Murphy also has collegiate experience in her blood. Father played baseball at Franklin Pierce, the D2 up in New Hampshire. And Nicole Drunick's able to pick up the point for the Irish. Now Sydney Palazzolo back to serve. Irish within 5 of the Eagles. Jensen comes in contact with the antenna and it goes out of bounds. Irish able to pick up the point, and what can't Sydney Palazzolo do right now?
The list is pretty short. She's the full package for Notre Dame. We've seen her really step up in the digs department, defending these Boston College attacks. Obviously, she's been active, racking up kills with 6 of them tonight. 7 digs to go with it. She is well on track for a double-double, which is pretty typical for her standards.
Finds a way to contribute in all aspects. Now for this Boston College team, looking to hold on and keep Notre Dame away from them here in this second set. Drunick up to Palazzolo and gets the hardwood, and quickly Irish starting to flirt back into the conversation.
Palazzolo just putting a little bit of sink on that ball, getting it to drop in just in front of that white line. And now 7 kills on the evening for her, leading Notre Dame back in to the picture, as you said.
Penn gets it over. Lang rejected at the net by Grace Milliken. Big block. Now a freshman, Allie Schroeder. Drunick back to Palazzolo. Murphy comes in sliding. Crabtree finds an opening. Drunick tried to get aggressive. Monson down to the knees. Lang up over to Palazzolo. Penn. Drunick up to Lang. Irish win the hard-fought volley.
Addie Monson had a little bit of a chuckle with Sydney Palazzolo. She was all over the defensive end, making things happen, keeping the play alive for Notre Dame, and eventually it sets up Ava Lang to deliver yet another kill, her 9th, a game high.
Drunick gets it over. Penn. Lang up to Murphy. And blocked by McDowell. Boston College finds a way to keep it alive. Palazzolo came in running for it. Lang sends it back. Off to the flexion. See it on Murphy's face. Boston College escapes with the point.
Perfect way to describe it. That was helter-skelter near the net on both sides. Boston College really had to scramble to keep that point going. But eventually they come up with it again, and these Notre Dame surges of momentum have been so short-lived in the second set. Give BC a lot of credit for their response so far.
Lang through the block. Penn sets it off over to Crabtree. Kill for the Eagles. And now a timeout from Coach Salima Rockwell to talk things over with her team. Boston College has come out of the set break, come out dominating, and ultimately are setting the pace right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They've gotten it done in all sorts of ways. The kills have been there for the stars like Crabtree and Jensen. The block has really stepped up for Boston College. 8 of them to Notre Dame's 2. And there you see it. Elena Crabtree now at the top of the list with 6 kills, 176 hitting percentage, also contributing 3 digs for Boston College. So like we talked about coming in, it's been a combination of the full picture of this team. Anybody can get it done. You can't key in on one particular player, but most individual players like Crabtree and Jensen have still taken over and done what makes them such special players to focus on at times, and it's helped Boston College open up the lead here.
Yeah, for Boston College, their offense runs deep. Everyone is contributing at every given spot, and that's what makes this team, Coach Jason Kennedy said to us, so special, is that everyone's contributing. You look at Jensen, you look at Crabtree, you look at Schroeder. That's a 3-headed monster coming at you.
Yeah, and it makes your life a lot easier game playing as a head coach, because so many times when your attack or your entire game plan runs through 1 or 2 players and their performances, if they're having an off night or the other team has them figured out, you don't have a lot of alternative options to turn to. But BC has them, whether it's Jensen, Crabtree, or Schroeder. If somebody's going to find a way to make things happen more often than not for Boston College, somebody's going to be able to hit. And tonight, it's particularly been Crabtree and Jensen. Schroeder stepped up, especially early in this second set. they're figuring it out.
Drunick behind the back to Lang. We'll say Lang came in contact with the net. Boston College picks up the point. They're 5 away from closing it out. Brooke Yullen, freshman defensive specialist, gets it over. Trump unable to work it over the net. Boston College starting, try and lock this set up. Have it in a firm grasp here. Drunick, Aura McDowell blocked at the net by Julia Haggerty.
Like you said, how about Boston College not just making a positive set out of this one, but it is dominantly positive. Now a 9-point lead, and it's really forcing Notre Dame out of its comfort zone. We're seeing some more unforced errors that just weren't there in part of the equation in set one.
Drunick tried to go over herself, and it is successful to break up the Boston College 5-0 scoring run. Now Alyssa Manitsis comes in to serve. Look at Nicole Drunick, co-captain along with the libero Hattie Monson, talking to her team, keeping that energy up here in this second set. A strong kill works through the block for Ross. Now Lambros finds a way over. Dowell and the Irish able to pick up the point after crossing the center line. And Monson gets it over. Lambros off the deflection. Trump keeps it alive. Palazzolo through the block. Murphy up to Jensen. Palazzolo puts it too far out of reach. Boston College now sitting at set point.
Jensen with impressive placement again, leading this Boston College squad into the late stages of the second set. BC with a chance to go to the break, really feeling good with a level match here in South Bend.
Drunick up to Palazzolo. Irish able to pick up the point off the deflection. It goes out of bounds. Irish now in the driver's seat, trying to control their own fate here. Lucy Trump back to serve. Schroeder with a strong kill, and Boston College picks up the second set. We're tied at
what has done to really thwart and ward off its attack efforts.
Cole Drunick gets it over and quickly setting it down is Crabtree. Boston College responds after the service saves for Nicole Drunick. Murphy gets it over the net. Line out for it is Palazzolo. And Anna Murphy just continues to be that stabilizing force for this Boston College team. Reigning ACC Defensive Player of the Week. Murphy gets it over. Drunick behind the back to Lang. Block. Drunick keeps it alive. Monson up over to Trump. Kept alive by the Eagles. And Crabtree finds the back quarter. Picture perfect placement.
That was a heat-seeking missile right there with one target and one target only, that back corner. Crabtree now with 8 kills, coming up on Ava Lang for the game lead. And a product from not too far away from South Bend here, certainly a Midwesterner from Normal, Illinois down to our southwest.
However, though, you gotta think that drive might not be that easy. Everyone always thinks everything's really close together out here. That's got to be a couple-hour drive.
Well, when you're talking about the difference between Boston and South Bend, everything does look a little bit tighter here in the Midwest. You know, I mean, this is just about as widespread as it gets as far as going west-east is in the conference.
Boston College picks up the point, and something that Coach Kennedy was talking to us about was his trip here wasn't necessarily the greatest, had a little bit of a bus malfunction, had to wait, and he was talking about how if you had Stanford in, you have to go from BC to Stanford, got to go coast to coast, and he thought that would have been quicker than his trip here to South Bend.
You got to be careful what you wish for, though, because there are a lot more opportunities for something to go wrong when you're going coast to coast like that.
Boston College keeping it on here, picking up another point. Starting to pull away again here in this third set. Lambros gets it over. Drunick for McDowell, gets it across. Lambros sets it directly to Crabtree, blocked by McDowell in Trump. Gets it across. Palazzolo in motion. Murphy passes it to Jensen. Jensen again, jostled at the line. Drunick couldn't get her hands down quick enough. Boston College, right now between the second and third set, these long volleys are going the BC's way.
Yeah, they're reacting very well to the block of Notre Dame. That was 3 in a row right there at the net. But Boston College knew what to do precisely and managed to keep the point going. And on the 4th try, figured it out.
Trump works it through the deflection. And Irish able to try and turn the tide. For Lucy Trump, with Lauren Tarnoff unavailable, she has stepped up for this team in big ways, especially here today as well. And for someone that was leading the team in kills last year, ultimately, we asked her about it earlier this week for Notre Dame. Every year is a new team, and Coach Rockwell was very open with us about that. But for Trump, we asked her how she had taken to that new role. How had she come from being Notre Dame's focal point to being a little bit more of the bench player? And her quote was phenomenal. And for Trump, she said, what's best for her is best for me mentally, is what is best for the team. And she couldn't speak more highly of the sophomore Lucy Trump of being the ultimate team player.
Yeah, that's just such a wise way to perceive your role within the game. You know, sometimes you have to look at the bigger picture compared to what you do on the court, what kind of numbers you can put up for your team. Sometimes you just have to realize, how am I seeing the game? How am I perceiving it? And how do I fit into the overall structure of this program? And she understands it so well, and she can just be anything that Sleema Rockwell calls upon her to represent for Notre Dame.
Drunick up to Palazzolo. Back corner found. And ultimately, it's a kill for Palazzolo again.
Well, that was fast. It felt like it was 6-2 about 45 seconds ago, and Palazzolo evens it up. She had gone quiet for a little while there, but you get her back on that outside left spot, she'll respond.
Jensen off the deflection gets a quick kill in her response.
Perfect setup right there as Jensen goes right off the block of Schrader. Finds a soft area in the Notre Dame defense.
Drunick lays out for Palazzolo, keeps it alive. Notre Dame's stout defense able to get it across the net. Forces Boston College a miskill, and Notre Dame now tied back up at 7. Kaylee Docker now. Lambros high in the back to Manitsas. Drunick quickly up to Palazzolo. Boston College able to pick up the point after it went out of bounds. Julia Haggerty. Monson tried to go out to reach for it. Strong ace from Haggerty.
I believe there was just a little bit of a misread there for Monson. Her first step was back to play that serve, and it dove down right in front of her. Give credit to Haggerty.
Drunick up to Schrader. Haggerty to Crabtree on the back line. Monson can't make a reach. Crabtree showing out here in this contest. 9 kills leading the way for her team. Palazzolo blocked by the net along with Milliken.
And this is what Boston College continues to do well throughout these productive second and third sets. Notre Dame goes on a 4-0 run to tie it up. BC right back at you with a 5-1 scoring advantage.
Drunick sends it over herself, put the team on her back, looked the other way. Nicole Drunick's got the offense.
Yeah, we've talked about the many years of experience which Drunick possesses, and it continues to work in her favor. Second time she's pulled out that surprise attack, knowing exactly when to deploy it, and it works to her benefit once again.
Dockery comes in to dig it out. Drunick behind the back to Schrader. Kill for the junior.
Drunick to Schrader, and Schrader just catches the outside part of that ball beautifully, spinning it from her right to left and dotting it right down away from the Eagles.
Dockery lets it go out of bounds. And now Irish within 1 point of the Eagles. Just like that, a service run starting to erupt here for the Irish.
Yeah, that's the thing about this Notre Dame squad, how confident it is on a 4-game win streak. They never feel like they're out of a game or a set.
Dockery couldn't get 2 forearms on it. Eagles. They will pick up the point. Now Grace Penn comes in to serve. Boston College to try and stiff arm Notre Dame away here in this third point. Penn gets it over Monson. Lang. Drunick up to Palazzolo. Back corner found again.
This is the type of response Notre Dame needs. Ever since the end of that first set, it's basically been a story of Boston College scoring 4, Notre Dame scoring 2, and it just continues to pile up until BC builds up a sufficient lead. But if Notre Dame can shut down these secondary runs from Boston College and start to pull more and more points together themselves, that's going to make a difference. Already is in this third.
Milliken gets it down for kill. Boston College and Palazzolo, have to imagine as the server, Schroeder here serving for Boston College, you have to be identifying where is Palazzolo at every given moment, almost being like that middle linebacker. Got to point where you got to be if you're a quarterback looking at the offense.
That's a great point. She's the centerpiece of everything, and it's not even a matter of watching film. The stats will just tell you that. We'll continue talking about more later on, but she's almost got double as many kills as the next highest Notre Dame player on the list. As Charity McDowell gets involved with one herself, and the Irish starting to keep it real tight at the midway point of set 3.
Cole Drunick serves it. Penn. Palazzolo digs it out. Drunick quickly over for Palazzolo. Next corner. Found it. Kill.
I love the call there. I think it really symbolizes just how automatic it can be at times for Palazzolo. She just knows what she's doing up there and put it in the corner exactly how she wanted. We're tied.
Notre Dame picks up the point. Off the deflection, and now Notre Dame, which had been trailing for so long in this set, now up by 1. Drunick serves it out of bounds for Anna Murphy. Now to go back for BC. Zolo receives the serve. Lang serves it into the net. And Boston College able to pick up the point. They lead by 1 here in this third set. We're going back and forth all day long.
Around here.
Big marquee matchups that are soon coming. And there's some big ones here as well. And one of them being Notre Dame taking on Louisville inside this very gym.
Yeah, Louisville has a couple early tests in its conference schedule. Ranked 5th in the country, got to come here to South Bend. Notre Dame got swept by the Cardinals last year, but kind of hung with them over those first couple sets. Then off to NC State as well. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, and a lot of excellent games to keep an eye on in the early part of this conference slate for sure.
Drunick to McDowell, finds the hardwood. Charity McDowell, the middle blocker, finds an opening. We're back tied at 15. Alyssa Manitsis, 5-foot defensive specialist, now to serve. Penn sets it quickly. Just out of the reach of Manitsis. And the Eagles able to pick up a point. Phil Ambrose. Business major. Serves it over. Drunick to Palazzolo. Unable to earn a deflection. Boston College now up 2 here in this third set. Natsis up to Drunick, to Trump. Just too far out of bounds. Boston College starting to pull away.
The 21st attack error right there for Notre Dame. Irish now hitting at a 131 clip. That won't do it. They'll get some help from Boston College right here, but this third set has been so hotly, tightly contested, especially in the middle part. And every single unforced error you give to the opposition can make a world of difference.
Monson. Up to Jensen. Drunick is there. Palazzolo is able to work it through the block and pick up the kill.
Sometimes you just got to turn to your leaders to right the ship a little bit. Palazzolo certainly one of them. She picks up her 12th kill, leading all players. She's got a double-double to her name now with 10 digs.
Jensen blocks. Trump's able to keep it alive. Palazzolo. Eagles get it back to Jensen off the top of the net. Manitsis to Drunick. Palazzolo on the deflection. Eagles keep it alive. Lambros quickly up into Jensen. Boston College wins another hard-fought point. She gets it over the net. Drunick to Trump. Perfect placement by Lucy Trump.
That'll certainly play right there for Lucy Trump. Third kill of the game for her. She found a wide open gap on the right side of that Boston College defense. So now the Irish back within one. This is a very much up for grabs third set at this point.
Dockery serves. Manatsis couldn't get over there quick enough. College now up by 2. Haggerty serves it out of bounds. Irish able to pick up a point. Now Sydney Palazzolo now to serve. Drunick quickly up to the freshman Lang. Off the block. Boston College able to pick up a point. So we had a timeout for Coach Rockwell. Talk things over with her team here. Both teams in a big tic-tac-toe matchup.
Yeah, it's a chess match right now between Boston College and Notre Dame, and that's what you come into conference play expecting. Everybody has a very good feel for how they play, their playing style, what they're going up against based on the non-conference. Boston College and Notre Dame have both enjoyed a lot of success. They've really defined who they are as teams here in 2023, and as you enter conference play, that's going to translate into a very specific and detail-oriented game plan on both sides of it, and it's fun to watch that play itself out over the match between Boston College and Notre Dame. You know, you see Notre Dame have success in the attack of the opening set. Then the BC block really steps up and delivers in set 2, forcing some more attack errors as Notre Dame maybe tries to be too fine in number 3. So it's been back and forth, and it's been a matter of figuring things out and switching it up on the fly.
Yeah, and for a big reason why Boston College has found their rhythm and why they're leading right now has been Crabtree and her presence at the net.
Crabtree has been active throughout this one, leading the Eagle squad with 10 kills. Coming in from that outside, providing plenty of force and some precision as well. You see her dotting those corners and just picking the right spots at the right times for Boston College. Eagles have so many different options to turn to in the attack. Crabtree's one of them, and she has been the centerpiece here tonight.
Off the timeout, Grace Penn for the Eagles will serve. Palazzolo. Off the deflection, Lang wasn't ready for it. BC picks up the point. Penn. On the back for Drunick. Schrader looking for a deflection. Is unable to get it. It's going to be a timeout from Coach Rockwell. She wants to talk it over with her team again. For Boston College, they've done so well right now as they're on this 3-0 scoring run has been a little bit of coach speak. We talked about it earlier today. It's defense turning to offense right now for them.
Yeah, it really is. Boston College has really managed Notre Dame better and better as far as the Irish attack goes. As this game has progressed. BC, we knew it coming in. They work on their digs so much. Coach Kennedy told us no matter what, they devote 20 minutes every single practice to working on those digs. It's paid off. They're one of the top digging teams in the ACC. Serving, it's big key to them as well. 4 service aces tonight. That hasn't necessarily been the story, but the digs and the emergence of the BC block tonight has really told the story for the Eagles and helped them counter Notre Dame again and again.
Yeah, that 15.7 digs per set, second in the ACC. The 83 aces, that's first in the ACC as well, along with the 705 digs. That's first in the ACC. They know how to do defense well, and that's what's propelled them to a position where they're 2 points away from picking up their second set.
And sometimes when you go to a road environment like this and you're just starting out ACC play and you're up in the level of competition from what you experienced over the past couple of weeks, not necessarily about, blowing your opponent away in categories of serving and on the defensive side. Sometimes you just got to hang with it and match them and make the big plays at the big moments.
Palazzolo back corner again. I think I found her spot on the court she likes.
Yeah, I mean, she's so versatile. Seems like she knows how to hit all of them, but that back corner has been the area of residence for her kills tonight. And she's got Notre Dame to 20 here in the third.
Alexander gets it over the net. Penn, behind the back, Dockery. Lang, blocked at the net. Drunick goes over herself. Offense all day from Nicole Drunick.
It just works, doesn't it? Because when you're on the Boston College side and you look across that net, what do you see? You see big Sydney Palazzolo in that back line, ready to drift in and provide a potential authoritative kill. And you're gearing up for that. Drunick catches your timing totally off kilter with that left-hand swipe, and that's the third time she's done it. The effectiveness of that move has been remarkable here in this one.
Selima Rockwell talking to the freshman Ava Lang, who has a lot of maturity, but this is somewhat what Coach Rockwell says. She's willing to go talk to her team and have that opportunity, especially coaching isn't normally again for the energy, trying to build them up. It's more of the tactical, very finite elements that they're seeing while the players in the huddle, they're bringing the energy themselves and they're having that conversation, fixing a little bit more of those corrections.
Yeah, and the personal value of coaching is such an important thing to consider as well. Coach Rockwell, so good with her players and formulating those relationships of trust where at any point in a game, you feel like you can have that one-on-one conversation and honestly discuss how things are going, what you're seeing on and off the court from the player or coach's perspective. And for someone like Ava Lang, it was a phenomenal first set in the attack. Things have dried up for her a little bit. What is she seeing that she might be able to exploit and take advantage of to really get her back on track as we come down to the wire in an all-important third set here?
This is that really momentum-setting set here, Tyler. Whoever wins this, you have two pocketed, and the other team's back is against the wall.
Yeah, you're in the driver's seat if you get that 2-1 advantage. Both teams know it. That's why we're seeing so many of these timeouts late in the third set. They understand that this is a big one to capture.
Notre Dame finds a way on the back line to keep it alive. Dockery up to Drunick. Palazzolo mistimed the jump. And now BC a point away, picking up their second set. Ali Schroeder gets it over. Drunick up to Lang. Lang goes for the direct kill and gets it. The freshman, after the conversation with Selima Rockwell, finds the opportunity and takes it.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Rockwell was looking for from Ava Lang. No hesitation from the freshman. First attack doesn't go to plan, but Boston College sends it back just a little too far beyond the net, and she pounces on it.
Crabtree blocked at the net. Crabtree again, serve into the net. Irish within one here. And now Jason Kennedy is going to use his final timeout to have a conversation. BC still only a point away from closing this one out, but if Notre Dame could find a way pick up a point here when we come resume after this timeout, they would force another deuce set.
Yeah, and it's something we saw in probably Notre Dame's biggest win of the season at this point, that 5-set throw against Oklahoma a couple weeks ago. So many times, especially in that final 5th set, Sooners were just a point away, but Notre Dame hung in there. You just got to find that one break, find that one opportunity that you can take advantage of out there on the floor. And the Irish kept battling, found a way to pull it out, and this set's kind of a microcosm of that idea. Notre Dame just has to keep it narrowed in to that 1 point. You can't think about how this factors into the overall game. It's all about 1 point here in this 3rd set.
Two different very styles of coaching I find very interesting here. Very much player-driven on the Notre Dame side, but then for Boston College, it's a little bit more assistant coach speak and talk, but then you have your captain, Murphy, come in and have that final hoo-dah speech to try and get it done.
Yeah, it's so cool to see the different ways these teams go about handling themselves and making their way through the grind of this volleyball season. It's a long season, and you're playing multiple games a weekend so many times, and it's about the message throughout the season and keeping some sort of standard that you can uphold throughout the months from August all the way through the November. Both teams feel like they have that, and it can be delivered differently.
Monson gets a forearm on it somehow. Lang, kill Irish. Purcell Pavilion is in it, and now Notre Dame and BC back tied at 24.
That was the loudest roar we've heard all night from this Notre Dame crowd, and it's Ava Lang again, starting to take over late in the 3rd set.
Penn up to Crabtree. Drunick to Palazzolo, looking for that back corner. Off the deflection, Palazzolo's able to get it. Drunick unable to win. BC back to the driver's seat. They'll be back to set point. So now Coach Rockwell will go to the second referee. Josh Hall. She'll use her challenge and send him over to the monitor. Notre Dame bench providing that energy that Coach Rockwell talked to us about earlier this week. Was this Notre Dame bench is special. They are in it at every moment of the game, and they are loving themselves.
Yeah, it's certainly fun to watch as the game progresses. You know, through the ups and downs, the bench players understand their role in maintaining that energy that Notre Dame looks to feed off throughout the course of a game. And you see the various celebrations even during the review process. You got like a little bobsled type of thing where you got the leader up front in Paris Thompson. It's really enjoyable to watch.
Ashall off the monitor quickly. Point will remain Boston College's way. And for Boston College, they remain at set point. Notre Dame could find themselves a point, continue this electric 3rd set. Drunick up to Lang, blocked, got over. Crabtree gets it down, and Boston College is able to win it. They lead 2.
That's part of the reason why you have to commend Boston College for coming in here and finding a way, because it's easy to look on to the next matchup when it's as big as what's looming down south.
Palazzolo works it through. What a great play. Ben back over to Ross. Crabtree works it off the deflection. BC starts set 4 with the first point. Paris Thompson steps onto the court for the first time today for the Irish. Service error for BC gets Notre Dame the point, and Addie Monson steps to the service line. Monson finds a way to get offense through the dig that goes right over the net. What a play!
I don't know how she pulled that off. That might be in the top 5 of most potent attacks we've seen tonight, just in terms of raw velocity. But she just went down to the hardwood and willed it over the net, and somehow it lands in the perfect spot and takes the deflection.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Drunick up to Schrader. Penn now back to Schroeder. And Notre Dame able to pick up a point. Come out firing here with Hattie Monson on the service line. Penn's got to go Jason Fort. Crabtree blocked. A joust at the net goes BC's way, able to keep it alive. Point Notre Dame as it goes out of bounds. And quickly a timeout from Coach Kennedy. He's seen enough, he wants to talk things over with his Eagles team. Irish setting the pace here in set 4. Notre Dame leading by 3. Into this 4th set, has to take a timeout, but Notre Dame, they're keeping the energy high throughout that timeout.
Yes, the Irish are indeed playing the all-fight video up on the big board here at Purcell Pavilion and keeping the crowd fully engaged here. And I like the timeout move here from Coach Kennedy in Boston College. You know, BC has not had to play from behind early on in the set in nearly 2 hours now, going back to the opening set here. You want to talk over the game plan going the rest of the way here, because you don't want to lose the advantage that you just built up with the set 3 effort.
Quickly off the timeout, Eagles able to take the point.
Yeah, not to be there for Hattie Monson, whose incredible dig really sparked that opening 4-1 Irish run here in this 4th set.
Drunick to Thompson. Drunick up to Schrader. Quickly, Penn can't corral it. And Irish able to pick up a point. Kaylee Dockery into the game for Paris Thompson. Kaylee Dockery, this was someone that Coach Rockwell wanted us to point out and say she is doing everything just so well right now for this team. Palazzolo couldn't get it through the net. BC able to pick up the point. For Dockery, she described the sophomore as a giver, and about she will give everything to this team when they need it.
Yeah, really a loud presence out there for the Fighting Irish as well.
Monson tried to do the same again. This time it goes out of bounds though. Lambros now to serve. Drunick to Schrader. Blocked by Haggerty, but can't get it back over the net on the rotation. Irish now leading by 2.
Schrader with a bit of a reemergence here early on in the 4th set. Palazzolo and Lang have really stolen the headlines throughout the night, but you can't forget about that dangerous left hand to Schrader.
And it's an ace for Sydney Palazzolo. Irish continuing to be in control of this 4th set. Lambros up to Haggerty, can't get it through the net, and Notre Dame's able to pick up the point. Notre Dame building on momentum. Lambros down. Irish pick up another point as Katrina Jensen attacks out of bounds.
And now it's BC beginning to struggle in the attack. And let's see if Notre Dame can uphold this early advantage throughout the rest of the set. Going to be important.
BC comes in contact with the net. Notre Dame picks up the point. That's a 5-0 scoring run right now for the Irish. And now if you're Jason Kennedy, you already burned one of your timeouts. It feels like the momentum is solely on the Irish side. Would you attempt to use that other timeout? It's a big question. BC's able to keep it alive somehow. Drunick up over to the freshman Lang, and Irish 6-0 scoring run now. And now Kennedy will answer my own question. He'll use his timeout to talk it over with his team.
Oh, what a response from Notre Dame here. 11 for the lead here in the fourth set. As we take another look, Boston College just with a free ball right there, and Notre Dame takes full advantage with Ava Lang again coming down that left side and expanding the Irish lead to 7 points. And it's an interesting question you ask about the usage of that timeout, because the BC head coach Jay Kennedy knows he wants to trust in his team and their ability to come together and respond and devise a new game plan out there themselves on the court. But sometimes the momentum just starts piling up against you, and you have to really contain that snowball before it grows too large, especially in this stage at the fourth set.
Assistant coach Marissa Prinsbach there doing a lot of talking in this huddle. Very interesting huddle as well, with the bench players coming in behind them, sit on the bench, but it's a lot of momentum you have to have, just reshifting the narrative.
And the Let's Go Irish chants at the same time start to ring throughout Purcell Pavilion here. The crowd, which has thinned out just a little bit here in South Bend, remaining heavily involved and engaged as Notre Dame creates that energy out there on the court. Now let's see out of the timeout how Boston College can make some adjustments. Saw back-to-back attack errors, a service ace for Notre Dame during this recent 6-0 scoring run.
Irish remain on the service run with Palazzolo. Murphy had to go out diving for it. Jensen will be forced just to get it over. Drunick high in the back to Schrader. Opening, Murphy lays out for it. Lambros down to a knee. Schrader, hard kill, dug out. Drunick keeps it alive. They get it over. Dockery, Drunick. Palazzolo, Lambros keeps it alive. Murphy. Jensen, Monson digs it out. Miscommunication, comes in contact. BC picks up the point. Both teams just finding ways to have their defense speak louder than their offense.
Yeah, some aspects of an in-game situation you just can't prepare for in practice, and that was certainly one of them between Schrader and Drunick on the far side.
Lang off the deflection, too far out of the reach. It's now a 7-1 scoring run. Irish continuing to be dominant in this fourth set. Irish bring in Macy Alexander. Schroeder puts it out of bounds. Irish controlling the narrative. 7-1 scoring run now.
Yeah, and I'm almost certain this is the largest Notre Dame lead of the evening. Irish are in full control, and that Boston College timeout, at least so far, seems to have not done a whole lot.
Drunick up to Lang on the deflection. Jensen. Lang gets it across. Back up to Schroeder. Drunick tried to go over the net herself. Blocked at the net by Haggerty.
Again, really well done by Haggerty, who has been the leader in this Boston College Black. Squares right up to Palazzolo, gets the right arm on it and directs it straight back in the direction of the Irish attacker. And Palazzolo is already finishing up her motion, seeking out the kill, has no way to respond.
Drunick up to McDowell. Dockery gets a forearm on it. Lang kills it through the block.
"14 kills now for Ava Lang. That leads all players in this game. And like you said, she just said, forget your block. I'm going to go right through the heart of it. Takes a deflection, and the Boston College backline cannot get there.
And now it's a service ace for the Irish. Nicole Drunick keeping the good times a-rolling for the Irish in this fourth set. Schroeder blocked by McDowell. Irish dominating.
And the vibe meter is pointed squarely in Notre Dame's direction right now. 16-6 now in favor of the Irish. Oh, a gut punch there with BC's 26-24 set 3 victory and Notre Dame bouncing back.
A joust at the net. Irish able to keep it alive. Lang through the block, gets it over, out of bounds, Notre Dame. You are watching spectacular volleyball of resilient efforts from this Irish team right now.
And it is a 12-2 Notre Dame run to my understanding here in the fourth set. And already starting to close in on evening this thing and taking us to a fifth.
Schroeder. Ambrose. Out of the reach of Drunick, and BC what feels now for the Irish to end their 4-0 scoring run here just after having a 7-1 scoring run. Finally, we have to imagine BC feels like they can be in the driver's seat, sending Grace Penn, the senior setter, back to have a little bit of more control in the offensive part of the game on their first attack on the serve. Thompson finds the corner, and it's a kill for Paris Thompson. Everyone's getting involved.
Yep, first kill of the night for Thompson. We talk about it, these conference games, you never know how it might play out. Everyone has to be ready to contribute. Thompson's name was called here in the fourth set of the match, and she just dots that back corner brilliantly.
Just her 5th kill of the year. Thompson finds an opening. Schroeder had to go laying out for. Blocked at the net. BC keeps it alive, but it goes out of bounds. Irish on another level right now.
Yeah, they really are. Thompson's right in the middle of it one more time. 19-7. I mean, Boston College's 25-16 victory in set 2. Felt like really a dominating performance in response, but Notre Dame, to your point, reaching that next level of play here in the fourth.
Off the deflection, BC's able to pick up a point. Down 11 here. Irish 6 points away from closing out this fourth set and pushing it to a decisive 5th. Palazzolo to Drunick to McDowell. What a set piece.
Can't execute it any better than that. And the rhythm of Notre Dame's attack has really picked up in the fourth set. 3 Boston College bodies go to the floor. None of them can come up with a dig. as McDowell heads to the bench feeling good about herself.
Monson digs it out some way, somehow, and Thompson tried to go looking for it, but puts too much on it, out of bounds. Now Anna Murphy goes back. Drunick up to Thompson, goes out of bounds, and Paris Thompson.
How quickly has Thompson made her mark on this game? Really just playing this fourth set. 2 kills, 2 blocks. She is coming off the bench and doing exactly what Coach Rockwell hoped for and more.
And that's what Coach Rockwell emphasized to us, that she can look down to the bench and call anyone's number at any given time. And for Thompson to come in, who hadn't come in to this game, hadn't touched the floor except in here in this fourth set, to look down, call 20's number, have her come jogging up, and now have 2 kills, that's huge for what ultimately Notre Dame needs in this ACC, is that depth.
Yeah, sometimes you just need not only that depth, but a little bit of extra experience. Thompson being a junior and having played a significant role in last year's team. As Notre Dame picks up another point of service violation, she'll be a big factor among others throughout this season. You'll have Tarnoff coming back and contributing late in games, especially to the Irish block. Notre Dame, with its depth and just with the overall functioning and mechanism of utilizing its whole body, is a big deal.
Murphy has to go running for it. Monson comes out. Schrader blocked quickly by Pollock. Out on an island over there, able to step up big.
Yeah, there's that Boston College block we had become accustomed to in the middle sets of this one. Nicely done there from Jenna Pollock. Name we haven't called too much tonight, but it just contributes to your point that it's about the depth and about stepping up and doing what you can when you're asked to.
Schrader. Ambrose up to Pollock. Kept alive somehow. Blocked at the net by Haggerty, and Coach Rockwell not happy with something with the second referee, Josh Hall. He had Fiona Schrader already excited about the point, thinking there was going to be a technical call, but no call came from the officiating crew. Lang. Schroeder able to get it down. Ollie Schroeder, the freshman, playing fabulous today. Trying to get BC here a little bit of momentum. Down 9 right now to Notre Dame. Don't know if they'll be able to pull it out here in this fourth set, but trying to build momentum into that decisive fifth set. Schrader blocked. BC trying to work on it and work a comeback.
Yeah, here comes that momentum you talked about. It'll force a timeout here from Salima Rockwell and the Irish. Notre Dame still in solid position here, but you want to close this thing out and get to the fifth set with as much momentum intact as possible. If you're Notre Dame, you'd hate to have Boston College go on a little run like this. Right now it's a 4-0 run, but should it continue for the Eagles, it'll take a little bit of air out of the building, even though Notre Dame will have won the set. So preserving that energy, preserving that momentum, which you've worked so hard to earn after a gut punch in the end of the third set, it's key for Notre Dame.
Just trying to keep the momentum alive. Seeing the players, they are hanging on every word Coach Rockwell says, and that's something we've talked to her about, how her team has bought in. They have bought in on Salima Rockwell and how their coaching staff goes about teaching and educating these players on volleyball.
That's what it takes to win here and to win in a conference like the ACC. I mean, you can't have a half-hearted commitment among your players. And even if there's one weak link that contributes heavily to your team, they're not bought into putting all the work and all the reps in practice and being there for the teammates at all times. The overall connection among the team just isn't going to thrive the way Coach Rockwell would hope it will. So players being all in 100%, putting all their chips on the table for this Notre Dame team means everything.
Swanson serves it over the net. Drunick to Palazzolo. Misplay by Chandler Swanson on the kill from the junior. Gets Irish 2 points away.
Not a bad way to come out of the break. Give Palazzolo a chance there. You saw Haggerty after the initial situation was a little bit off center, and fortunately for Palazzolo, she was out of the way. Couldn't come up with the block.
One coming right at us. Look at this.
Yeah, I was still looking at the monitor. I might be a lucky man right there. You got the ball now. Yeah, I turned my head up, and all of a sudden I got two BC players about to tackle me.
Well, my question is, I wanted to go for it, but some of these players can make some athletic plays. You don't want to go looking for it. BC's able to pick up a point there. Hopefully they don't go looking back on that on the booth cam by any means. I don't think I was graceful by any means.
ND here at set point. However, Boston College finds themselves at the service line. Drunick blocked by Lang. Irish able to pick it up by 10.
The 25 set win streak for Boston College. It's been a lot of sweeps, not a lot of close ones throughout the early part of this year.
Thompson tried to work it through the block, but Boston College opens up set 5, dictating with a point. Lambros serves it into the net. So that about 1 point apiece. Alyssa Manitsis comes in now. Manitsis' sister, Nadia, plays volleyball at McNeese State. Ambrose. Get up to Haggerty, blocked by McDowell there. Drunick to McDowell. Switching courts, just too far out of the reach of Sophia Lambros.
Nicely done by Charity McDowell, who continues to fire up her teammates. That time, you see her just switch courses, like you said, at the last moment, shifting that arm angle to tap the ball down in a soft spot.
Lambros quickly up to the far side to Jensen. Back tied at 2. Crabtree now serving. Drunick up to Palazzolo, cross court. Irish keep it alive. Palazzolo has it go out of bounds. BC picks up a point, leading by 1 here. And now Coach Salima Rockwell will challenge on the deflection. Went over to Josh Hall, the second referee, part of this ACC officiating crew.
Sounds like Rockwell is reviewing for a potential touch here on the Boston College point.
Also allows a little bit of a timeout without using a timeout for both these two teams. Coach Kennedy talking it over with his team. Notre Dame talking it over amongst themselves on the court.
Can't tell a whole lot from this angle.
But watch that thumb from Katrina Jensen and watch the direction of the ball. This is something that Hall is watching if it comes off. So watch Jensen on the far side, number 9 on your screen in red. That looked like that thumb came back there a little bit, and the ball changed directions. Look at the spiral rotation of the ball. That's something officiating crews use at the monitor, dictate whether there was a deflection or not.
Remember, the call on the court was no touch by Boston College, and Katrina Jensen will take another look at it here. So it's a matter of having conclusive evidence that she did indeed make contact.
That thumb looks like it comes back, but once again, it's back to the point. Is it conclusive enough to be able to overturn? Josh Hall off the monitor, goes over to the official scores. Point will remain for Boston College. The challenge for Notre Dame unsuccessful. Drunick blocked at the net. Palazzolo blocked. Thompson through the block. Irish pick up the point. Now Hattie Monson, the captain of this Irish team, back to serve. Lambros behind the back to Jensen. Palazzolo will just get it over. Lambros up over to Schroeder. Blocked at the net. Trader gets it over. Ariel will just find a way. Palazzolo blocked by Jensen and Haggerty.
Yeah, Haggerty's putting on a clinic. She's got herself a double-double now. I know, rather just 11 blocks. 3 kills to go with it, but she has provided that roof time and time again, and it's just so simple for her. She knows how to align herself, knows how to time it up with the attack, and she continues to force her way into the storylines of this game.
It's a service error, getting Notre Dame back in the driver's seat. Bringing in Kaylee Dockery, defensive specialist out of Murphy, North Carolina. Dockery gets it over. Schroeder unable to control it. And Kaylee Dockery picks up the service ace.
Love the response there from Schroeder, though. Just settling everything down, saying, you know what? I made a mistake there, but on to the next one.
Lambros. Drunick gets it over herself. Nicole Drunick.
Deceptive left hand just continues to provide dividends for Notre Dame. Drunick doing it one more time.
Lambros blocked by Schrader and Drunick. Off the top of the net, Monson keeps it alive. Palazzolo. Block kept alive. BC will get it over. Drunick up to Schrader, blocked. Dockery was there to provide defense, finds it in the back corner. Irish able to pick up the point, and quickly Jason Kennedy out of his seat to challenge it.
Well, here's what happened. I think the near side official pointed toward the Irish, and the flag was up from the official on the far corner there where the ball right in front of where the ball landed. So there's some sort of rift in communication here.
Josh Hall talking to his first referee.
BC was immediately up in arms about this.
And he will challenge. Once again, if it touches the white, it's in.
Yeah, that looks on the white to me.
It looks, once again, you have to imagine in this situation, you have the line judge in this spot. Ball's coming right at him. Have to imagine he's dodging it to make sure he's not in the way of a play. And it's coming right at you. You have a little bit of less of a depth perception.
Well, that's a great point, too, because when the ball's coming right at you, look, he's stepping out of the way, like you said, and when the ball's coming right at you, you don't have that down-the-line view. The view of the white line itself is obscured because the ball is coming straight at you. So you can't really fault him for making an incorrect call there, but good on the officials for getting it right, settling everything down after Boston College was infuriated with the initial result. And it is indeed Point Irish.
Kaylee Dockery staying hot for the Irish on a 4-0 scoring run. Palazzolo. Monson keeps it alive. Schrader through the block. Lambros. That's to Schroeder. Finds it in the back corner. Boston College able to pick up a point. Grace Penn. Now to serve for the Eagles. Drunick up to Schrader. Schroeder. Drunick to Palazzolo. And Irish able to get the kill. And Notre Dame and Boston College will switch sides. They're in control by 3. Both teams getting ready. And that will be our media timeout as well. Notre Dame staying hot, staying dominant. They lead by 3.
I've got home internet from T-Mobile.
Welcome you back here in this decisive 5th set between Boston College and Notre Dame. Let's take a look at how these two teams will look so far. They got a big conference slate coming up with the kickoff of conference play today between these two teams.
Yeah, Boston College after this has to go to Louisville, has to go to Pitt. Notre Dame brings in Syracuse here Sunday before the Cardinals make the trek north of Highway 31 to South Bend Wednesday night. That'll be a big one. But first you got to focus on this ACC opener. It's all right here and now. What more could you ask for than a 5-set thriller?
Palazzolo gets it over the net. Schroeder from the back line. Drunick to Schrader. Irish able to pick up the point. Starting to pull away from BC here, leading by 4. Palazzolo. Drunick goes over in motion. Nicole Drunick all day long.
That was something else. On the run, like you said, paralleling the net. She's fired up about, and she should be. That left hand coming out of nowhere. Again, look at Rockwell. Look at her face. She's in disbelief. That's amazing from Nicole Drunick.
Nicole Drunick having easily one of the most amazing games, spectacular games you could say, with the offense she's creating. Got 7 kills right now, hitting at a .438 clip, Coach Kennedy calls his timeout to talk it over with his team here. And
Drunick's got 44 assists as well. That's her usual bread and butter, but she will contribute to the offense in any way she sees fit. And tonight it's been those 7 kills and the efficiency through which she has gone to that deceptive left-hand attack. It has been amazing to watch her work tonight and pull the Irish within 5 points now. Let's see how Boston College can fight back.
Katrina Jensen, the senior outside hitter, talking to her team there, trying to rally them up, understanding they're not out of reach. Notre Dame, they're 5 away from closing out and getting their first win of ACC play. Boston College sits 5 behind Notre Dame.
I mean, if this game has showed us anything, it's that a 4-0 run is pretty easily attainable. Boston College has done it several times tonight. Notre Dame's got a 3-0 run going right now. BC can make this one airtight once again very quickly. Notre Dame cannot let its guard down on the serve.
BC quickly out of system already. Drunick up to Lang. Hard attack. Drunick up to Schrader. Murphy. Fiona Schrader with a big kill. Irish now sit 4 away.
Schrader, the 3rd Notre Dame player to join the 10-kill club tonight as the Irish inch closer.
Schrader takes the opportunity given and makes them pay.
Yeah, not what BC was looking for off the serve. They get an overpass, and Schrader's right there with Lang. It's anybody's move right there. Either of them could have taken it. Of course, it was Schrader, to the surprise of no one, with the way she's attacked tonight. And Notre Dame is feeling full control right now, coming down to the home stretch in set 5.
All the cards are in for the Irish. They understand they're 3 points away. For Boston College, got to find some rally here. Both these two teams, very different huddles. Irish got a couple more smiles on their faces. Somber tone for Jason Kennedy and his Eagles team. Like we've touched upon, Boston College, this is their first time in a 5th set this season for Notre Dame. This is an uncharted territory. They've gotten it done in this 5th set before, and even 2 weekends ago got it done against Oklahoma in 5 sets, part of the Irish Invitational.
And to just put into context the meaning of a Notre Dame win right here, the Irish didn't win their first ACC game of last season until their 5th try, October 7th against Syracuse on the road. And to do it in game 1 here and set yourself up feeling good heading into another meeting with Syracuse on Sunday would mean a whole lot to Notre Dame.
Palazzolo digs it out. Drunick up to the freshman Lang. Irish pick up the point after it crosses over. Irish now 2 points away. Palazzolo. Hoppus tried to turn the corner on it. Irish now at match point. And now Coach Kennedy going to the monitor. He's going to challenge this on the deflection. Maybe a last-ditch effort here for Kennedy, out of timeouts. Have his team talk it over, buy as much time as possible.
So again, we're looking for a potential tip here. Again, not easy to tell. You're looking for the left side, the smaller fingers on Ava Lang's left hand.
Watch Lang's hand here. Also watch the trajectory of the ball. It switches, meaning it comes in contact with something. See the spiral rotation. Yeah, it looks right there that looks like it's going to be enough. We talked about the other one. Looks like it might come in contact with it. Josh Hall, the second referee, still at the monitor. Goes over to the official scores. Point will stay for the Irish. 0 for 2 today, Tyler.
Yeah, again, just not a sufficient piece of evidence to overturn that call on the floor.
Notre Dame on a 7-0 scoring run. Boston College out of system, got to get it over. Dockery passes it to Drunick. Schrader, joust at the net. Lang, the freshman, rejected by Milika.
How about the crowd? Everyone to their feet here in South Bend. Fighting Irish faithful ready to celebrate what they hope is the first of quite a few victories this weekend on campus here in South Bend.
Swanson gets it over. Drunick behind the back to Schrader. Swanson sets it to Crabtree. Schrader dunks it down. Irish open up ACC play with a bang.